Hello, everyone, and welcome to Race 10 of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series season. Tonight, we have a very special St. Patrick's Day edition for you all, as the stars of the CFRL Cup Series are going to be turning left as well as right at Watkins Glen in upstate New York. I am Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo, and we are in for a pretty good treat tonight, especially considering that yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. We are racing, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Especially, and even of course, you know, what's better than going out to the bar and getting a drink, watching a race. And hold on a second here. Sorry about that, but anyway, we are here at Watkins Glen tonight, and the big story last week was Tegan Jones getting his sixth win of the season. That is more than half of the races so far, and he is definitely so far having a season that's causing all the other drivers to get to be green with envy if you get the joke. But yeah, again, Tegan Jones on a really good tear, and and of course going back to Wednesday in the midweek. If you did not watch the midweek race at Las Vegas, then oh boy, you missed a really wild show with a lot of close racing out front, a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging, and in the end, it was Spencer Boyce taking home the second win of the season for him. Now, looking forward to tonight. Uh, Hold on a second. All right, so for the race notes for tonight are the stage will be from 11 to 12. The pace speed will be 70, and of course there are some narrow corners here, so drivers have to be careful with that. And in addition to that, since it is a road course, uh, a lot of the guys are going to have different braking points, so they do have to be careful with that. Of course, they have to call out when they're pitting and when they're exiting. And as per usual, no pitting with 2 laps to go on the stage. So now let's go ahead and give you guys the starting lineup, and I will go ahead and join the lobby while I do that. All right, so on the pole is Bradley Domer Jr. for the second week in a row, and right next to him is Tegan Jones, last week's winner. Row 2 is Michael Whitman, who finished second in the last road race the season at Canadian Tire, and Spencer Boyce, who the winner of the midweek race at Vegas and who won the last road course race this season. Michael Fox in fifth, Joshua Harris sixth, David Wessel seventh, Ryan Parsons eighth, Kamal Wright ninth, Jared Haw 10th, Cameron Morris 11th, Sal Zavala 12th, Matt Connors 13th, Kevin Williams 14th, Anthony Peters 15th, Kevin Hall 16th, and then James Iconelli in the 24 rounds out the field. Now, while everyone is getting situated, and hopefully we won't have any issues with lag, of course, the guys who I'm looking, or the guys who I'm going to keep an eye on in the race tonight, are of course that 4-car Tegan Jones, last week's winner. Again, he got his 6th win of the season last week, so obviously he's going to be a factor. And of course, the 7 of Spencer Boyce, who won the midweek race at Las Vegas, and he also won the last road course race that we had in the Cup Series. He was really fast at Canadian Tire, even though I was never really able to bring you the finish of that one, but he dominated the rest of the way when I had to leave for that lag issue. So He's definitely going to be a factor. Also, I'm keeping my eye on Ryan Parsons. He finished second last week at Chicagoland, and in the midweek race here, he was running fourth, but ran out of gas before the final turn on the last lap, which made him settle for fifth. And in case you were wondering who finished fourth, that was me. Yeah, I was in that midweek race and got around Parsons at the very end for fourth place. I'm sure he would like to forget about that and have himself a good race tonight. And I would say Watkins Glen is my personal favorite road course on the schedule because you know how Pocono is a speedway that drives like a road course? Well, Watkins Glen is a road course that drives like a speedway, as there's a lot of fast straights, a lot of fast corners. There's also some technical ones as well. As they're doubling up, getting ready for the start, Bradley's on the pole, Tegan in second, green flag is out, and we are underway at Watkins Glen. And Bradley Domer Jr. leads lap one. Yeah, and already, as you saw, we have a lot of guys going wide, including Bradley coming off of turn one there, as we see Tegan and Wessel go wide. But I think Bradley went wide because he got a little bit of a shunt from his teammate, the 9 of Michael Whitman. And even in the bus stop, we saw some guys going through the grass. Yeah, trying their best to feel out their cars and this track. And of course, going back to that midweek race here at Watkins Glen, it was Michael Fox in the 42 who was driving the 6 at the time during that race, who actually won it. But Bradley, who finished second, was the fastest car on track. And if he had a couple more laps, then he would have been a big challenge for Michael Fox there at the end. But as of right now, he is pulling away from the rest of the pack. And of course, everyone is getting all spread out here. Of course, we're looking at Michael Whitman from Tegan Jones is on board. Of course, since it is St. Patrick's Day today, a few of these guys are running green cars, if available. And of course, Whitman is driving the green Mountain Dew car. And I think we also saw the midweek winner, Michael Fox, run the Clover scheme. And yeah, there it is. Michael Fox in the Clover 42. And he's working on the 10 of Kamal Wright. And this is for 4th place. Yeah, we still got some guys running wide coming off of that carousel. And Fox is still working on Kamal. But he wouldn't look, don't look now, because the 7 of Spencer Boyce, he's right behind them both. He's running in 6th. But of course, when we ran the midweek race here, it was the Xfinity cars. And of course, the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars are totally different beasts. But of course, Spencer did win the Cup race at Canadian Tire. Oh, we got Whitman going through the grass, and he's already got some damage to his front end. So I don't know what happened there, but of course it might just be a discrepancy between what's going on my view and what's going on in Mike's stream, which I always have pulled up to make sure everything is in order. And of course the stage is from lap 11 to lap 12. We already have 6 more laps until the end of the first stage, so a very quick first stage here at Watkins Glen. Of course it is a road course, and we usually have shorter stages. Because typically road courses have longer lap times than the traditional ovals. It looks like we got a 3-wide battle for 4th, as Michael Fox in the 42 has gotten around Kamal Wright. But Spencer Boyce still has a front row seat to that battle. Yeah, Fox going really wide off the carousel, looking for every bit of speed that he can. Oh, and Boyce just dives it on in there, the second to last corner behind Kamal. Even going into the grass. I believe that is turn 7. As we now have 5 laps to go in stage 1. Oh, looks like the caution came out. So something happened in the back. I believe it was the one of Anthony Peters and the 24, James Iconelli, that ran into an issue. And so the caution is out. But since we still have 5 laps to go, I don't think it will end the stage. I believe we're going to have I believe we are going to have a restart before the stage ends. Of course, the caution came out at a pretty opportune time for some of these guys. That allows them to go onto pit road, make some adjustments, get 4 tires and fuel. So that way they can set themselves up for the final restart before the stage ends with a couple laps to go. Of course, Whitman running the green Mountain Dew scheme, which he won with at Kentucky earlier this season. And oddly enough, that track has green walls. Yeah, probably would have been funny to run at a track with green walls, with green cars on St. Patrick's Day. But of course, you know, it is what it is. Of course, the pits are open. Oh, we got some fakers. Is the 37 a Hall, the 12 of Joshua Harris, the 13 of Sal Zavala. Of course, the 1 and the 24 are coming in. The 3 of Kevin Williams. So only 6 cars out of the 17 total are coming into pit road for service. The 41 of David Wessels also in. On the 42 of Michael Fox was stalled on the runoff in turn 1. Oh, okay, so the caution is for David Wessel spinning off of turn 1, and Joshua Harris, Kevin Hall, and Ryan Parsons getting collected in that. So, yeah, 4-car incident early on in the race.
over the pebble on the road again.
And everyone is stopping in the bus stops. That way they can wait for everyone who pitted for service to catch up. Hopefully they don't run into each other. Yep, everyone is here, so let's rack them up. And when they take the green flag, we're going to have 3 laps to go in the stage, so we got 2 of the Hendrick cars on the front row, the 48 of Bradley and the 9 of Michael Whitman, I should say. And Michael Fox is right behind him. So who's going to win the stage? Only one way to find out. The green flag is out. We're back underway. 3 laps to go in the stage. Oh, Whitman dove it way deep into turn 1. And they went on to the runoff. And that's going to cost them a lot of spots. And Bradley's still hanging on to that lead, but he has that 4 of Tegan Jones breathing down his neck. You got the 42 of Michael Fox right behind him. Yeah, Tegan took a lower line into that carousel. Oh, we got 2 cars on the runoff of the carousel. That's the 10 of Wright and the 42 of Fox. Fox gets into the grass. Kamal gets underneath him and he takes 3rd away. Two to go in the stage. That means pits are closed. So the battle's gonna come. Oh, Tegan hits the wall! And he goes around in front of the traffic. Yeah, a lot of cars involved. Yeah, the 9 involved. The 12 involved. The 88, the 41. Yeah, and I think the 9 of Whitman got involved in that as well, but he actually came out pretty decently as he's gained a few spots after that little mistake going into turn 1. So the caution is going to come out, and I think that will end the stage. Yeah, caution is out and Bradley wins the stage. So a pretty wild ending with 2 laps to go in the stage, as Tegan Jones tried to make a move on Bradley, but he just got way too far off the track, hit the wall, and spun around and pretty much blocked the entire track for everybody behind him. So yeah, I'm looking at the replay and oh! Look, yeah, looks like, yeah, Tegan hit the wall. He spun around. Then it was the 10 of Kamal Wright that hit him, and from Mike's perspective, Tegan got launched into the air. and from there it collected everybody behind them. Yeah, and Whitman got some damage in that as well, but he was actually a beneficiary of that as he recovered from his mistake on the restart to get himself up into 4th place. So a pretty wild wreck to end the stage. And with that, we have crossed lap 12, and it is official. Bradley is your stage winner. Bradley has led every lap so far this race. And starting from the pole definitely helps with that. So yeah, a pretty wild end to stage 1, with Bradley taking the win, Michael Fox 2nd, Kamal Wright 3rd, Michael Whitman 4th. I believe that's Cameron Morris in 5th, Ryan Parsons 6th, Anthony Peter 7th, Kevin Williams 8th, Sal Zavala 9th, and Kevin Holland 10th. And Tegan Jones, who was the cause of that wreck, now he's all the way back to second to last, which I believe is 16th. So he was on tap for some great stage points. But this might cost him a little bit. Of course, it is still early, and it is Tegan Jones, so he has a lot of time to get back up there. But with a track as tough as Watkins Glen or any other road course that we go to, really, it might be hard for him to do so. And of course, pit road is open and everybody's coming in. Oh, but looks like we got one car already out of the race, and it's Kamal Wright in the 10. So again, his internet not doing him any favors, and he is out early. I believe the first car, the car with the first pit stall is Cameron Morris. So of course we will look at his perspective to see who wins the race off of pit road. And Bradley easily wins the race off pit road, and Cameron Morris gained a couple spots. Yeah, great pit stop by that 2 team. They gained him 2 spots. Well, technically 1 because of, well, Kamal Wright, but still. Of course, everyone that came down pit road and was involved in that accident also repaired some damage. And of course, because of the damage repair, that sends Tegan Jones back to 16th, which is the new last place. Well, last place on track, of course. Yep, and everybody is doubling up, so we are going to go green this time. Got the 40, the 48 on the right, the 42 on the left. And of course, we do have 32 laps to go when we take the green flag here. And of course, since it is St. Patrick's Day today, so how about
I'm not mad at you.
for a St. Patrick's Day, crank it up.
And I take no break.
I normally break at the green line, whoever is behind me.
No, I don't blame you.
I break at the green line.
At the green light. Oh my god, they're already fucking checking up, dude. Oh my god. I'm getting hit. I have fucking big ass damage. That's great. I missed that mayonnaise. JB, I'm right there with you, my man. Oh my god. Give me through. Give me through. Give me through. And then start cutting across cars. I'm going. Oh, I didn't lose any. Didn't gain any. Damn, my killer. Oh, fuck. Are you good there? Oh, yeah, I'm good. Holy shit. I can't believe I'm gonna be. What happened? I got showed in the turn one. I hit you first, and then I got KMW got me, and I got 3% ass damage. Fucking got me too. I told them to be careful. I got 99 arrow.
Well, that was a pretty interesting restart there, as the caution is already out for an incident between the 41 of David Wessel and the 43 of Matt Connors. And from the sound of it, Michael Whitman got rammed from behind, so he has some damage to his back end. Yeah, and it was Kevin Williams that hit him. There was a bit of a stack up behind the 9 of Whitman, and that's what caused Wessel and Connors to go around. So the final stage started where the first stage ended, pretty much, with a caution. We're looking at the 4 Tegan Jones here, who restarted 16th, and he is now 8th. So he gained 8 spots already from that scramble into turn 1. So far, so good for 3-time Cup Series champion, last week's winner. Of course, there are some guys coming down pit road, and of course, the 9 of Michael Whitman is going to be coming in to repair some damage, and a lot of these guys are going to come in to repair damage that they got in that accident. Yeah, Cameron Morris, who restarted 3rd, he's gained a spot and he's now running 2nd. And of course, the 14, Orion Parsons, who of course ran out of fuel on the last lap of the midweek race here, he's running in 3rd. Spencer Boyce, who won the last Cup race on a road course, he is running 5th. So a very good day for a lot of the players in the midweek race here. Of course, we do have to wait for the guys to pit it to come back to the rest of the field. And some of them are still in the S's. Or I should say coming out of the S's. And I believe they will catch up in time as everyone is doubling up, though we may have to go around one more time. Yeah, it looks like everyone will catch up. So, looks like we are going to go green this time. So, yeah, what do you say we try that one again, huh? So, here's take 2 of tonight's CFRL Cup Series. Crank it up on this St. Patrick's Day evening. So green flag's out, back underway at Watkins Glen. Time to crank it up.
He got on the gas fast. Bradley, watch out.
Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? I'm sorry.
Oh, my lord.
Wow, I swear to God.
The 7, Clay was the 7, guys.
Well, I mean, Mike took it 3 wide, though, too. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn.
I was off the gas. The 12 moved down. I don't know what happened to him.
Okay. Well, I fucking recovered nice from that, and I got fucking walled again. It's like nobody wants to fucking slow down for nobody. They just want to fucking shove your ass through the fucking corners. That's fine. That's fine. By God, my nose has got front end damage. It's payback time.
Oh, my God.
I think for 3, you try to ride. Yep.
Yep, that's what it takes, by God. Now everybody's gonna fucking ride around. Now we're fucking straight and shit after people that's fast got ran the fuck over.
Ooh, Bradley. That's the best I've hit that corner.
I have all sorts of damage.
And I did not even touch you. Yeah, it was a light tap, but he's on the other side.
That's too bad.
I
Yeah, I don't know.
it was a little tap. I'm trying not to dive it in deep.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to. That's a deal with me too. Everybody keeps saying I've given them rear end damage. I'm getting no arrow from any of that except for when I actually crashed. But I am sorry, guys, that I'm fucking everybody up.
There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta be mindful about it.
We're way wide.
Yeah, I didn't want to be 3 wide. I don't know what happened to the 12. Because he got, like, I don't know if you got, like, bounce off the Spencer.
So another pretty wild restart. As there was another stack up coming into turn 1, and I believe, as you may have heard from that, it was the 7 of Spencer Boyce that caused the that whole kerfuffle. Yeah, and there he is battling with the 1 of Anthony Peters. And because of that, a lot of these guys got some pretty big damage. Of course, the 9 of Michael Whitman got some more damage. As well as the 4 of Tegan Jones. As you may have heard his frustration with a few of these guys, especially, I believe it was the 7 of Spencer Boyce.
It up, but I'm sorry, I was worried.
Yeah, apparently there was a bit of a discussion between these guys about if there should be a caution. But it looks like we are staying green at the moment. I know the caution is out. So yeah, our 3rd caution of the race. Well, our 3rd caution for an on-track incident of the race, I should say. Counting the stage caution, it will be number 4. And yeah, this is a pretty wild seeing all these cautions flying, especially when you know, these guys can run a caution-free race without any real issue. But of course, since this is a road course, it's there is potential for a lot of incidents, a lot of bumping, banging, and of course, a lot of that brings cautions, and of course, cautions breed cautions. So yeah, this has been a pretty wild race so far, and I feel like a lot of it has been spent under caution. As they are on lap 20, so we have 26 laps to go. Yeah, I know 26 laps doesn't sound like a lot, but since we are on a road course, that's pretty much more than half the race. Yeah, and the pit road is open. Bradley thought about coming in, but he stays out. Same with the 37 of Kevin Hall. Yeah, and a majority of the field, especially those involved in the latest stack up going into turn 1 on the restart, gonna come in to repair some damage. So let's see. The 4 of Tegan Jones, the 12 of Joshua Harris, the 2 of Cameron Morris, the 88 of Jared Haw, the 9 of Michael Whitman, the 43 of Matt Connors, the 7 of Spencer Boyce. Michael Whitman's the first one off. And Tegan Jones will follow suit. Yeah, a majority of the field coming on the pit road to repair damage. Mostly to repair damage. And of course, with all these cautions, the guys up front have got to be thinking how this will help save them some fuel. Especially the guy that we're looking at right now, the 14 of Ryan Parsons. I know he's definitely going to be thinking about the fuel game from this point forward. Yeah, but it looks like everyone's going to start doubling up here. And yep, everyone's doubling up, so we are going to go back green this time. Of course, Bradley and a lot of these guys are slowing down a little bit, making sure that they save as much fuel as possible. And so here we go again. Bradley still out front, followed by the 14 of Ryan Parsons. Of course, Bradley has faced every challenge he could with him still leading. As the green flag is out, we are back underway at Watkins Glen. Oh, contact already between the 3 and the 43. The 3 gets into the grass. Everyone keeps it clean. And they were side by side for a second between the 42 and the 14, and that's going to allow Bradley to pull away. Of course, Michael Fox has second all locked up. Yeah, Bradley taking a line through the grass, through the bus stop. They're all running wide coming out of the carousel just to get as much speed as possible going down the long straightaway after the fact. Bradley still leads. Oh, we got the 41 of David Wessel going off, and he hits the wall. Yeah, but he keeps it going, so we stay green. And currently he is running in 7th. We got a battle for 8th between the 12 of Joshua Harris and the 88 of Jared Haw. Looks like the 2 of Cameron Morris is wanting to get involved in that fight. Yeah, Bradley still leading, but Michael Fox in the 42 has closed the gap on him. So the top 2 in the midweek race here, running 1-2 once again. And now Bradley pulls away from the 42. Now it looks like everyone has definitely spread out now, as the 3 of Kevin Williams is slow coming off of 1. So he might have been involved in another incident, but I don't think it was one to bring out a caution. So we stay green for the moment. And Tegan Jones is now running in 5th, and now he's under attack from his teammate, the 14 of Ryan Parsons. Oh, but the 41 of David Wessel gets around the 14. As Parsons took a trip through the grass coming off of turn 7. Or at least I believe it is turn 7. So Tegan Jones, after hitting the wall, causing the caution with 2 laps to go in the stage, getting involved in that turn 1 stack up on the restart. Actually, the turn 1 stack ups on both restarts, I should say. He has recovered very nicely. He is running in 5th place. And yes, we have crossed the halfway mark a few laps ago. Yeah, and with his run in the grass, that Ryan Parsons has lost 3 spots. So instead of running in 6th, he is now running 9th. Well, I could do a a 6-9 joke, but it's from 6th to 9th and not 6T9. But whatever. But meanwhile, the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. still out front. And he's stabilizing the gap between himself and the 42 of Michael Fox. Yeah, and on a road course like this, there is a possibility that you could get a penalty for cutting the corners. And when that happens, your car basically comes to a stop to serve that penalty. And I'm sure a lot of these guys don't want that to happen. Of course, the most egregious track for those course-cutting penalties is the Indy Roval, where you can even get like only 1 tire off the track and it'll give you a penalty. Which goes to show that the Indy Roval is broken in this game. Not just in terms of penalties, but in terms of how it drives as well. And the 42 of Fox, it looks like he gained a little bit on Bradley again. And I think Bradley pulls away once again, and now the 42 is under attack from the 37 of Kevin Hall as we saw Cameron Morris hit the wall there. And of course the top four, all Chevrolets. Now we're looking at a battle for fifth between the 4 of Tegan Jones and his teammate, the 41 of David Wessel. And Tegan holding on to that fifth place. Now, if I can bring up the point standings here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, going into tonight's race, Tegan Jones had a 10-point gap over second place Michael Whitman. He might lose a chunk of that tonight after the incident that ended stage 1. But he's trying to minimize that damage as best he can.
I don't know how you see it before, so it's fine.
Yeah, and David Wessel was right on him, but he got wide off of turn 1, and he went to the inside, almost hit the wall. Yeah, now he's going to lose 6 to the 12 of Joshua Harris. So Wessel, right on Tegan's back bumper, makes a mistake going into 1. And now he has to battle the 12 of Joshua Harris. Oh, but now he's way on in the grass there, as is the 7 of Spencer Boyce. And now Ryan Parsons is trying to get around the 7. Yeah, but meanwhile, the battle out front, it's still Bradley in the 48 and Michael Fox in the 42. And Fox has definitely closed the gap, as he is right there now, right on that back bumper of the 48. Yeah, and the 37 and Kevin Hall has fallen back from the battle for the lead. He was right on Michael Fox's back bumper for second. Now he's fallen off just a little bit. And Bradley building that gap back up once again. As we're now coming to 15 laps to go. Yeah, and again, 15 laps doesn't really sound like a lot. But when you're at a road course where the lap times are upwards of a minute, maybe even more, 15 laps feels like an eternity. Especially if you're the 48 ally machine of Bradley Domer Jr. He's the one leading. You've led every single lap so far this race. You started from the pole and was able to survive all that madness going into turn 1, still leading. And now you're just hoping and praying that you don't get involved in any other incident or have any mistake, whether it be on track or going into pit road. Now I'm sure, you know, Bradley's thinking about that, and I'm pretty sure the 42 of Michael Fox is also thinking about that. Yeah, and Bradley's coming into the pits, so Bradley will not go wire to wire as the 42 of Fox stays out. But of course, when will he come in? I'm sure he will come in on the next lap. And a few other guys are coming down pit road for service for what could be the only green flag stop of the race. Considering that all the other times these guys were on pit road, it was under caution. And Bradley comes out of the pits. And now the 42 of Fox is coming in. And Michael Whitman stays out, so he's going to lead a lap. Yeah, and the 14 of Parsons is also in. 13 laps to go in the race. Michael Whitman assumes the lead. But of course, he's been on pit road more often than a lot of these guys, so he was able to make his fuel and tires work for him, so he might stay out a little bit longer. And of course, this late in the race, he might actually short pit. That way he can keep his track position. And the 12 of Joshua Harris has assumed second place. Yep, Whitman stays out again. The 12 of Joshua Harris is in. Yes, the 12 of Joshua Harris is in. As we have 12 laps to go now. Michael Whitman still your leader, and Spencer Boyce in the 7 has now taken over second place. Yeah, but now you got to wonder, when is Michael Whitman coming in? And of course, he's been on pit road more often than these guys this race. So, again, he might have the car to win on pit strategy if it holds out. Yeah, and he stays out again. As we now have 11 laps to go. And so 11 laps to go in the race. Michael Whitman still your leader. And Spencer Boyce is second. He's working on the lap car of the 3 of Kevin Williams. Yeah, a lot of these guys are just running all by their lonesomes out there. And the pit cycle has really spread a lot of these guys out. Oh, and now Michael Whitman's coming in. Coming to 10 laps to go. He might short pit here. And Spencer Boyce stays out, so he leads. Yeah, Spencer Boyce has taken over the lead. He, of course, won the last Cup Series road course race at Canadian Tire. But now you got to be thinking about what his pit strategy's looking like. He's pretty much been on the same level as Michael Whitman, as he's been, you know, one of the most recent cars on pit road, on one of the last cautions. Yeah, and it looks like the 9 of Michael Whitman has taken a full 4 tires and fuel. So now he has dropped back to 5th place. Gonna go back to Spencer here. He stays out again. We have 9 laps to go now. This is, we have now hit single digits for this race in terms of laps to go. But if I'm the 7 of Spencer Boyce this late in the race, I might short pit here. You know, get 2 tires and fuel and maybe come out ahead of the likes of Michael Fox and Bradley and a few of these other guys. Because why not? Why risk it? Or why not risk it? And Spencer Boyce, he stays out again. We now have 6 laps, I should say, 8 laps to go, I should say. Oh, the 43 of Matt Connors has gone around, and that was right in front of the leader, Spencer Boyce, and that was right in front of the 1 of Anthony Peters, and he's out now. So Matt Connors is now out of the race. He spun out coming into turn 1, hit the inside wall, and that was right in front of leader Spencer Boyce, and that was almost in front of the 1 of Anthony Peters as he was coming off of pit road. Yeah, that would have been costly for the 7. As we are now coming to 7 laps to go, and now Spencer's coming in. Yeah, Spencer Boyce is now in. But now the question is, again, this late in the race, will he short pit? Or will he play it safe and go with 4 tires and fuel? Yeah, it looks like he is playing it safe, going with 4 tires and fuel. And so the pits have cycled out. And the 42 of Michael Fox is your leader. And Bradley Domer Jr. in the 48 is now running second. This is exactly like the midweek race, because it was Fox leading and Bradley second. Of course, Bradley had the fastest car on track, and he said that if he had like an extra 2 or 3 laps, like he would have caught him, because Fox had an 8-second lead over Bradley, and he was able to chop 5 seconds off of that when they came across the line to end the race. But now Bradley is a lot closer this time around. As we now have 6 laps to go. And Michael Fox running the special Clover car for St. Patrick's Day today. And now what's Bradley going to do? He's been leading this entire time, but the pit strategy has given the lead to Michael Fox. So he knows how to lead, but does he know how to win from behind? And Fox might have gained on Bradley a little bit there. Yeah, Bradley takes a lower line coming off of turn 7, and that's going to gain him some time, a little bit of time, as we now have 5 laps to go. No more cautions. Yeah, both cars going wide, and the 2 of Cameron Morris gets out of the way. Yeah, these 2 are going at it in the final 5 laps. And of course, the time difference between the 2 is a lot closer now than it was in the midweek race here, as Bradley goes all the way into the grass to try to gain some time. And Fox still holds on to that lead. And Bradley trying every which way, trying to gain as much time as he can. He is there. He is in his draft. But he's just trying oh so desperately to get him out of the way as he bumps the 42 of Fox. So we have 4 laps to go now. Yeah, Bradley is right there. Yeah, he's got to find the best time to make that move on the 42. And he gained some time through the bus stop. Either side by side, made contact. Side by side for the lead in the carousel. More contact between the 48 and the 42, and Bradley takes the lead. Yeah, Bradley Domer Jr. getting aggressive on the 42 of Michael Fox to retake the lead. And he said after the race at Atlanta that he felt he might have been too nice to his teammate, the 9 of Michael Whitman. 3 laps to go now. So we come here to Watkins Glen, the most dominant car of the race, sitting in second place behind the 42 of Fox. And he puts the bumper on him, and he gives him the old chrome horn in the carousel to take the lead away. But now the question is, can he hold on to it? Because I'm sure Michael Fox, he is, working out a way to make an aggressive move of his own. But Fox is losing time to Bradley, it looks like. And Fox gained on Bradley again. Oh, he shuts the door on Fox. He shuts the door again as we have 2 laps to go now. They are still nose to tail with one another. Now Michael Fox might be giving Bradley the chrome horn. Yeah, but Bradley still holding on to that lead as they come out of the S's. And they were both in the grass through that bus stop. Now they're coming up on some traffic. It's the 1 of Anthony Peters. You think he will play a factor since, no, he is Michael Fox's teammate as he just gets out of the way. But he might have slowed Bradley up a little bit. Fox making contact with Bradley again as they come out of turn 7. Side by side, Fox into the grass. 1 lap to go. Yeah, Bradley forcing Fox into the grass, and he gets bumped. He got bumped from the 42. Yeah, but Bradley still holds on to the lead. Fox is going to have one more chance here. But Bradley will not be denied. Into the out of the carousel for the final time. Fox trying to gain every bit of speed he can, but he's just losing time to Bradley. Coming off of turn 7, Fox is going to try to dive it here. He gives him a bump. Redemption from Atlanta, redemption from the midweek race here. Bradley Domer Jr. wins at Watkins Glen. What a dominant performance from the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. Started on pole, led every single lap until the only round of green flag pit stops. And he was aggressive when it mattered most. And he did say after Atlanta he felt like he was a little too nice with Michael Whitman and how he battled him. And that turned him on to be more aggressive. And we definitely saw that here tonight. And that earns Bradley his first win of the 2024 season. Man, what a finish. What a battle between the 48 and the 42 of Michael Fox. So, and if you saw the midweek race on Wednesday, you were treated to a wild one. And we got treated to another wild one here tonight. And it was Michael Fox that got the fastest lap. And that was a pretty wild race. And now let's get your race winner, Bradley Domer Jr., in here. And there he is, your race winner, Bradley Domer Jr. You started on pole. You had the fastest car all night for pretty much the entire race. Like, how were you able to stay out front for a majority of it?
I was ahead of all the cluster of people running over one another. I just was able to stay out front. I thought I lost the race on that pit stop at a 16.7, and everyone else's stop was better than mine. So those last 10 to 15 laps, I drove my butt off to run him back down. And the second I got to him, I was not going to let him back by.
Yeah, and when you did get around him, you gave him the bumper and you bumped him out of the way. Did your battle with your teammate Whitman at Atlanta sort of change your tune about how aggressively you drive?
A little bit. But Watkins owes me one. Because a few years ago I was in the same situation with Mine Killer. Caught the glitch in the bus stop. Didn't win the race. Last year, dominated the stage, won the stage, and then lagged out on pit road. So I thought I was going to lose another one due to a bad pit stop, but I didn't allow that to happen.
Yeah, and of course, going back to the midweek race where you were 8 seconds behind Michael Fox, and if you had 2 or 3 more laps, you could have caught him for the win. So, do you feel like this was redemption for the midweek race in addition to Atlanta?
The midweek race, I was behind. I didn't practice all week. Those cars drive way different than these Cup cars. I was just used to how the Cup cars drove it. But late in that race, I figured out how to drive Xfinity car there. Got faster. And then that Atlanta race, that one still stings. But that one stings still because I have yet to win on a mile-and-a-half track in the Cup Series. But my time's coming.
Yeah, and I'm sure your time will definitely come, but I say go ahead, celebrate your win tonight. Congratulations, and we will see you next week.
Alrighty. Doubleheader.
Yeah, and of course, next week is a doubleheader for the Cup Series. I believe it is Gateway and Road America. And so now let's go ahead and bring in second place finisher, the 42 of Michael Fox. Yeah, he had a fast car as well. He took the lead off that only cycle of green flag pit stops. But of course, Bradley was able to get around him and take the win. Yeah, and there he is, your runner-up finisher, Michael Fox. You were pretty much up front the entire time, and you were leading after the only cycle of green flag pit stops. Was there anything you could have done differently to keep Bradley behind you at the end?
I could have pushed it a little harder than I was. I was just taking it easy so I don't mess up, to lose the lead. But eventually, it was like I was taking it easy. Bradley was taking it hard, and the gap was shortening, and he eventually caught me and got me in the carousel and passed me. I did all I could to catch up to him and try to pass him, but it was tough to do that.
Yeah, and when Bradley got around you, did you think you had the car to get him back?
I did. I did think I had the car to get him back. I mean, I was like I'm like I was one of the fastest cars. I was actually the fastest one, got the fastest lap, but this was a race that I was hoping and planning on winning, but I was not able to do it. I mean, this was a race where I was like wanting it to be me and Bradley to be the ones to duke it out for the win, and it happened. It was kind of like a redemption race in both of us, I would say. With him, like what he was explaining earlier, catching that bus stop glitch and lagging out last season. Me, I was like handicapped last season where I started last and come off the after the restart, I get spun out off the first corner, and I had to like go in the back again and make my way through the whole field all to finish in second.
Yeah,
But it
and
was a good race. It was a good, fun race.
yeah, it was a really good fun race. Did the midweek series play any role in getting you prepared for tonight's race?
It kind of did to the midweek race. Seeing how fast Bradley was, I kind of figured that it would be me and him just for this race. I kind of figured that it would be like that.
Well, yeah, a very solid second place for you, and yeah, congratulations on that, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and get your third place finisher, Michael Whitman. He had a pretty solid run. He was up front for a majority of the race, and he had an up and down middle stint, I would say, and he came away with a pretty solid third place finish. And there he is, your third place finisher, Michael Whitman. I would say like an overall pretty solid day for you. You had an up and down middle stint with all the chaos going into turn one on both of those restarts. So yeah, take us through that madness if you can.
Yeah. Where do I even start? It was just crazy. I was on the outside 2 restarts in a row. I was second for one of them, and I just overshot it trying to stay next to Bradley. And I got up into 4th gear, which I hadn't experienced on a restart yet, so that kind of threw me off a little bit, and that got me wide, and then that got me in the region where I was kind of in the spot to be in all the incidents and stuff. And there was one where I got hit from behind. I hit Mind Killer. It was a tough one. And then I didn't want to push it 3 wide, but Harris moved low, and I think I don't know what was going on with him, but and then I get in the middle, and I'm trying to break for the corner, and Spencer's letting off even more. And I think we kind of meet in the middle, and that caused the wreck, which hurt Tegan. And then S'moris hit something in front of me. I slam into him. Somebody else, I think JB, slams into him. And I was pretty sure that was a caution. And nobody actually said yellow, but I was pretty sure it was yellow because I was in it, and there was a lot going on there. And so that's why we had like the little 1-lap delay before we actually called it yellow, because I was just like, I was in a state of frustration where I wasn't positive for me to speak at that moment, just being caught up in all that things. But where did I get in the stage? 4th or so, 3rd or 4th, around there, and then to finish 3rd in the race. That's a pretty solid week. A little disappointing. This is a race that I'd like to win more than any other. But we'll have another shot at it next year. Happy for Bradley to get his win off the board. Good to have another teammate locked in. JV's got a good track next week with Road America, so hopefully he can get that one off the board for him. But yeah, super happy with 3rd place.
Yeah, take me through that wreck with Tegan that basically ended the stage, because I know that happened right in front of you. And I was looking at your stream, and I saw that he got launched going into the going into the S's. Like, were you thinking like, oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to make it through?
Yeah. I was on the brakes, and the hole opened up pretty well for me between him and JB. And Tegan he had no control over his car, and when he hit the wall, I think that inside wall, and got hit by Kamal, it kind of put him back into me, so that gave me a little bit of damage. But it was a wild one. When I saw it in front of me, I see a car leap into the air. I see the 10 slamming into him. I see 2 or 3 guys slowing up in front of me, so it is a pretty scary sight to see in front of you there going into the S's, which I think is probably the tightest part of the track at the speeds especially with the speeds that you're going heading into there. So I was very lucky to get through it, especially considering that was the difference with stage points. So yeah, definitely was scary for sure. I just got through it, I guess, on luck, because no skill to go on that one, just praying.
And, with those stage results and, Tegan finishing in the back, but coming back to get himself a top 5 finish as well, do you think that helps you out in the points in any way?
Yeah, I think I was 10 points back heading into this one. Probably get me to maybe 2 or 3 back. so I'll be happy with that. It's going to be an interesting next two tracks. I'm not sure where we really stand compared to each other. But it seems like wherever he is, I am, and vice versa this year. So it's really an honor to be up there battling him with points. Um, so yeah, it was a good night for points. Unfortunate that the reason why he didn't get stage points was because of the wreck, but sometimes I think the wall bit him there, and it's you can hit everything right in practice all week, and then one part of the track that you didn't even know could bites you during the race. That's happened to me plenty of times here before. So unfortunate for that, but definitely happy to close that points gap up a little bit.
Yeah, solid top 5 finish at your home track. Congratulations on that, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
Absolutely, I'm excited. Thank you.
Of course. All right, so now let's go ahead and bring in your 4th place finisher, the Ford Tegan Jones. He, of course, was involved in that wreck that ended the first stage. He restarted in the back, but he was able to recover very nicely to get himself a 4th place finish. So very good for the 3-time champion and last week's winner. And so now we wait to get him in here. Yeah, again, a very solid comeback for Tegan Jones after getting involved in that wreck that ended the stage. And even going back further than that, and yeah, there he is, Tegan Jones. Yeah, a very up and down day for you, getting involved in the wreck that ended the stage and restarting in the back, then clawing all the way back up to a 4th place finish. So a very good result for you, I think.
It's probably where I should have finished. I should have just been a little bit closer to the lead. It seemed like me and Mike had the same problem. What we were doing all week, we were not able to do during this race. Like we were hitting like consistent like 106s, especially late into a run, and we couldn't even do that till the last lap or two. So yeah, this racetrack literally changed from like I think even like together or as separate groups, we had to practice almost every night this week for this race, and it did not do the same tonight that it had done all week. So, but yeah, that caution that ended this stage was kind of my fault because I got too close to the out wall there and clipped it and took out a lot of cars and took myself out of stage points. So after that, it just became a little clusterfuckery. I got ran over again on the next restart. Mike had to take it 3 wide, and then I got jammed into the wall, by a couple of teammates. But you get kind of pissed off at that moment, and then you're just driving pissed off for the rest of the race, and you can't put down good lap times. So it kind of sucks because I won this race 2 years ago running the lap times I were running tonight, and then them are not even good lap times anymore. So this game has definitely gotten faster. Not just racetrack. It's just this game in general. Seems like I don't know if it's gotten faster online or if everybody's just been on it for so long they're finally getting good at it. So I'm definitely gonna have to figure out some of my road course skills again because 2 years ago I won like half of them, and then I haven't won one last year or this year. So definitely going to have to go to the drawing board, especially by the time I get back to Indy Roval, because that's kind of, I kind of love that place, even the road course part of it. So definitely got some work to do, and I don't know. I guess I'll get it figured out. If I don't, just top 3 it, I guess.
Yeah, and going back to that wreck that ended the stage, because I was looking at Mike's stream of the wreck because it happened right in front of him, and it looked like Kamal actually kind of launched you into the air going in to the S's. What was going through your mind as that wreck was going on?
Well, I mean, that just shows you right there that 2 different screens, play out different, because on my screen, I literally just stopped in the middle of the track. And, I was trying to tell everybody that, I'm stopped in the middle, to go left and right. And On my screen, Kamal went right, but on his screen, he power drove me in, and so did Mike. So on my screen, I wasn't in the air. I was literally dead stop on the racetrack, just getting hammered from the rear end. I'm pretty sure I got hit by like 6 or 7 cars. So that's just shows you, that different things happen on our screens, with this game. So it's kind of something that happened throughout the whole race and got some people pissed off. So it's just something we have to deal with, I guess, and it makes it worse when everybody's gotten a little bit closer in speed, especially on road courses. So we all always mention the bubble being a thing. It's that bubble. I remember talking about it 10 years ago on 10-year-old games. So it seems like it's something we can never get rid of. It's just the way the internet works and shit. So yeah, I sure didn't like getting pummeled. Not that kind of way anyway, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll go to road course next week and putt around and try to get a nice top 5, and then maybe get a nice top 5 at Gateway. This is a little bad stretch for me, probably, for my win streak, so it's something I'll just have to muddle through.
Yeah, and from my screen, it definitely looked like you were kind of stopped in the middle there. But of course, you were in the back for a good chunk of the final stage. But again, you were able to claw back up to a top 5, and you were 10 points ahead of second place Michael Whitman heading into tonight. Did you think that you were doing a little bit of damage control for the entirety of that second stage?
Really, to be honest, I didn't even think about the point lead until we were done with the race and me and Mike were in a party together, and I kind of mentioned that it probably kind of tightened up a little bit. I was going to gain on him in the stage if I hadn't hit the wall, because he kind of had a bad restart, and I was right on Bradley. I mean, if I didn't hit that wall, who knows? I could have, maybe won it. It would have to take a mistake on his part, but yeah, just if the stage had went on like where I could have finished second, it would have been not a big deal. But yeah, I didn't really think about the point lead till literally we left the race and we're in our little party together, and then I kind of mentioned that it tightened up. So there's a possibility that after the next 2 weeks it may actually swap out. So it's just like I said earlier, it's just something I'm going to have to muddle through with the road courses. With the way my controller is set up, and I'm not on a wheel, so there's an advantage there for some, like Mind Killer, and then the way I do my controller is different. It kind of hampers me a little bit on the road courses, so compared to like Mike and Bradley, who can kind of gas it up quicker than I can and brake better. So it's just something that they've gotten really better at since a couple of seasons ago, where I was really good. I don't feel like I've gotten slower. I just feel like everybody's gotten faster. So, and it's just a lot of it has to do with my controller. So it's just something that it's the road courses. It's just the races I have to give up. It's just something I have to deal with.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to see how the point situation shakes out for the next few weeks. But congratulations on a very strong top 5 finish, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
All right, thanks for broadcasting. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, no problem, man. And now let's go ahead and bring in our final interviewee tonight, and that is, of course, the 37 of Kevin Hall. I would say, he had a pretty quiet race the entire time. He was, bouncing around in the mid-pack, but ultimately, he got a pretty solid top 5 out of it. And so now we will wait for him to get in here. And there he is, Kevin Hall. Very good top 5 finish, finishing 5th. You had a quiet race all race long, but yeah, take us through all of that chaos going to the end of the stage and even the start of the second stage.
So, you think I had a quiet race? Apparently I didn't. But we'll start off with, if it's not for self-inflicted wounds, it's the game that would cost me the win, because I felt like I had a chance to win it. It was definitely going to be a third-place finish had the track not done its glitching and whatever, and everybody was complaining about it tonight. Even it affected Tegan when he hit that one bump or curb or whatever happened, and it might not even been that. I don't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. It even affected him, and to be able to rebound and finish fourth, that was pretty awesome by him, which that's why he's a multi-cup champion, as we know, and with, almost 90 flipping wins. So, but through the chaos, you had Mike Min diving it in there, and he said he didn't mean to, and I know he didn't mean to. But just like there was one corner where I went into turn one behind Wessel, and he just backs his corner up so deep, and I'm driving it in deep, and I wasn't expecting it. And from my screen, of course, Tegan talks about the bubble. It's been going on for 10 years now, but this was probably the worst that I dealt with it. And I got into Wessel, and of course I didn't mean to, but then he wants to throw shade at me and Spencer and KLW, which that's fine if that's what he wants to do, but I got a problem when people wants to try to throw shade that wrecks out probably one of the most entertaining championship race contenders that we would have seen in CFRL history because of some little spite he was trying to take out on Spencer there coming to the white flag and the finish of the race last year. So you know what I'm talking about. So before he throws shades, he needs to look himself in the mirror and check himself, because I got no pity, nor do I have any care to apologize to the likes of him, especially racing like a clown. So there's that.
Yeah, and Tegan also said that it's not really him getting slower, it's everyone else getting faster, especially with, the game being out as long as it has been. But, do you agree with his sentiment?
Absolutely. We've been on the same game now for 3, 4, 5 years now, whatever. Everybody's now figured out exactly how to dial in their setups at just about every track. Some don't, some do. I'm just as guilty for not having it dialed in. You got to manage how you race around people a lot more than others. But then there's some self-entitled clowns that wants to go out there and try to throw their own weight around and then get all huffy and puffy whenever you get into them, whether it's intentional or not, because they think that they are the only ones that can get into you, but you can't get into them. It's just that kind of childish crap. I'm just going to go ahead and air out the dirty laundry on that deal right there. If that's how we're going to race, then I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be able to get by you. And if you're going to block me, if you're going to do any of that stuff, just a heads up for everybody, I'm going to put you up in the wall. I've got no more remorse, and so you asked me, or you told me there was a quiet race. It really wasn't, Ryan. I apologize, but should have finished third, but ended up top 5, so we'll take that going to Road America.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that you're talking about Spencer, but do you think you're going to have anything for him for the doubleheader next week?
Spencer's definitely good at every road course we go to. I would say yes. I think a lot of what happened with Spencer and why he wasn't up there with the top 5 running pack was people were upset at him for him getting into them in the places where they shouldn't really be racing at. He has every right to battle anybody that he wants to at any part of the track. It's just a matter of using your sense and knowing how you can throw your car into wherever you're at and making sure you're staying off of the people and keeping from wrecking them. But like I said, there's just some people you can't please. They think that they can race you however they want to, but then you try to race them the same way back, and then they get all a little huffy and puffy about it, like a little bunch of schoolgirls. So we'll just have to go about it next week, and for Spencer's sake, hopefully, he doesn't have to worry about anybody griping about him the way he races, because the way he races gets him wins or at least top 5. So not condoning reckless driving, but aggressive driving like how Ross Chastain does and all that stuff. It's kind of the way his style is. So I've got no problem with it until it if he gets into me, then that's how we'll handle it, on track and whatever. But I've got pretty good hopes that next week here at Road America is going to be a good race. Oh, and Gateway too.
Oh, and I actually got a message from Mike on Discord. It was saying it was you and Wessel that you had beef with. So I think I was kind of wrong in that assessment about it being Spencer.
Oh, you thought that I was talking about Spencer? Nope, absolutely not. No.
It was
no.
because it was Mike that corrected me on that. It was indeed Wessel that you were having beef with.
Yeah,
so,
no, that's
so
why
yeah,
I kept bringing up Wessel.
So I was wrong there. So
well, that's okay. He's just mad that he can't use his shifter to win races on field mileage like he used to. So he's actually got a race now to beat people, and he knows that he doesn't have the ability. So he's got to be all gripey about it. That's okay. I ignore clowns like that and go on and get top fives and whatever, and while he's battling people in the backpack of the race because he can't handle a race car. It is what it is.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, but it ended with you getting a top 5. Congrats on that, and we'll see you next week for the doubleheader.
Thank you for the broadcast, Ryan. Appreciate you letting me get on.
No problem, and you're always a friend of the booth, as you very well know.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, and just for the reminders, I'm sure you were about to touch on this, Ryan. The Wednesday midweek series race this week is off. We will be broadcasting the next week midweek series at the dirt track of whatever that's called.
Drabin.
Drabin, yes, Drabin. That should be a fun little dirt track race. So, but anyway, thank you again, Ryan.
All right, no problem. And yeah, that'll do it for tonight. But a pretty crazy one here at Watkins Glen on this St. Patrick's Day evening. And my final thoughts can be summed up in one word: redemption. Redemption for Bradley in pretty much every race he's been in this season, with, him playing a little too nice with Michael at Atlanta, and trying to catch Michael Fox in the midweek race here, and all of that. Yeah, he is now pretty much redeemed both of those races, and he was able to get himself his first win of the 2024 Cup Series season. Still looking for a win on a mile and a half, but I bet you that it will come eventually. And I would like to thank all of you for watching the race tonight. Next week the midweek series is off, so the week after will be the first dirt race of the season with the Extreme Dirt Tour late models at Drebin, which should be a really fun race, even though I'm not really that savvy on the dirt. But of course, next week, if I can bring up the schedule here. And we're gonna have another doubleheader, our second doubleheader of the season, but instead of a road course first and then an oval, we're gonna swap it. It's gonna be Gateway first, which is I like to call it flat Darlington sometimes, because it is kind of shaped like Darlington and is a little bit flatter than Darlington. Then after that, we go to Road America for our third road course race of the season, which hopefully I'll be able to bring you the entirety of that doubleheader this time. And then after that, March 31st will be our second Crown Jewel race of the year, and that will be Darlington for the Southern 500. And then after that, April 7th will be an off week, so that way a lot of our guys who are big WWE fans can watch WrestleMania, which I know a lot of these guys are looking forward to that. And I would like to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next week for the doubleheader. And hopefully, again, I will bring you the whole thing this time. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.